How's it going, YouTube? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Deluxe Class Blackarachnia. And on the front of this package we have a really cool image of Blackarachnia in her robot mode, as well as in her spider mode here. Over here we have a picture of the Nemesis coming to Earth, as well as Waspinator, looks like Scorponok, and Dinobot. I think that's all it is over there. Yeah, Waspinator, Scorponok, and Dinobot back here in the background. It's pretty cool. Nice artwork all around the box. Once again, it's that Kingdom box art, so the box is mostly cardboard with just a small plastic window, all cardboard on the inside. Coming around here, we have the same Kingdom artwork that we've seen before with the golden disc. Galvatron, Megatron, and all the Beast Wars and the G1 characters we've been seeing in the last few legs of this trilogy. On the back, we have Blackarachnia in both her robot mode and her spider mode. She converts in 20 steps. This really cool spider logo here, and of course she is a Predacon. And on top, you also get a Predacon logo in purple. So that's pretty much it for the box. Pretty cool. You also get a collector's card, and mine actually came with a collector card of Blackarachnia. And basically, really nice image here of Blackarachnia. And it looks really nice. It's definitely foil. And then this is a sticker that actually comes off. And underneath, we have the maximal fate for Blackarachnia. Pretty cool. So Blackarachnia becoming a maximal. And she's actually, in this picture, it's really cool. She's actually in her Transmetals colors, it looks like. So like her chest is purple, and she's got red and black, and yeah, pretty cool. And just noticed that this time around peeling this back. Never noticed before. She's actually in her Transmetal colors. Pretty cool. So coming into the figure itself, here she is in her spider mode. And bring this down a bit. And she does come with one accessory. She comes with her little launcher here, or blaster. It's all one piece, molded in gold plastic. Like a yellowish gold plastic. It's not like metallic. It's almost like a mustard color. Yeah, there we go, mustard yellow. And then it's got this kind of rose coppery color paint here. I don't know exactly what the call this color, but it looks pretty good. It does have two tabs here on the bottom, here and here. And those can just plug into her her wrists right here and here on her claws. So it just plugs in underneath there like so. And that's storage for spider mode. So the spider mode looks pretty cool. It's very reminiscent of the Masterpiece Blackarachnia that recently came out as well. The transformation is a very like simplified and like smaller proportioned version of that figure, from what I've seen. Looks pretty good from most angles. The back's kind of where it falls apart a little bit, where you can just see this is like just her crotch here, her hips, it goes into her legs, and then just her claws sticking out here at the back. In the front, you can kind of see like under here her shoulders. It's kind of unsightly, but at this small of a size, it's not a whole lot they can do, especially turning a very sleek and slender fembot into a spider. If you look in the side, you can see just kind of her head here. Just her arms across the bottom. These are her feet. She's just kind of folded up in a weird position. Anyway, articulation. So like these whole leg assemblies can move on a pivot here at the arm. It does kind of undo the arms, but you can get it if you hold it in place. Then these are all on ball joints up here at this top knuckle. So, and she can hold her weight. She's not very heavy at all. She's really light. Here's her spider mode next to Warpath, Kingdom Warpath, her wave mate of the G1 character distinction here. Her wave mate from this first wave of Kingdom. So it's a pretty significantly sized spider. Comes up to almost his little above like his mid thigh. Pretty cool. So transforming her is actually fairly easy. So you just want to come in here and remove her weapon. Just set that off to the side for now. And start by kind of pulling her arms down. Like so. And then there's a slider here where it just pulls away from the spider head. And I want everything else to come undone. And then that will rotate. Kind of have to get these legs out of the way a little bit. That'll rotate around. Then you can bring her arms out. And then collapse it back in. And that'll form her abdomen and her shoulder assembly. Just kind of swing these out like so. And then rotate her hands. And that's her arms done. And you want to come back here and just kind of pull the legs out to the sides just a bit. And then we can bring them out and around and unfold them while we do so. Out and around. And unfold while we do so. Out and around and unfold. And there's her legs. And then we can bring this back, and here's her chest plate. And then what you want to do is just kind of push her head through here, and you kind of want to keep her crotch kind of angled so you can bring the spider head down, and then you can kind of bring this up, and it'll kind of clip into place. And then it locks in fairly solidly. Just make sure her chest is all the way down, bring her head and rotate it. And then this panel on the back will come up and lay like this, and then this part will come down, and there's a square slot here that will go here, and then there's two small slots here and here. You can't see it very well. Here and here. Those will actually tab onto her butt. So just bend it at that hinge up here at the top, and it collapses fairly nicely. And there she is in robot mode, and she looks great. She looks like she stepped right out of the Beast Wars cartoon. You can kind of angle these however you want. I like to kind of angle them down and back a little bit, personally, just like so. I think that looks pretty good. Here she is once again. I'm going to compare her with her wave mate. And you can see she's a little bit taller than Warpath in robot mode. So, pretty cool. Going to the details. So, starting at the bottom, you don't have a whole lot of paint on her legs until you get up to the thigh. The inner thighs are painted in this mustard yellow color. It doesn't exactly match with the plastic color, but it's close enough. Come up here and you have all these spider eyes on her crotch here, in her hip section. On her hands you have all the yellow striping and the black striping. So it's black plastic with the yellow, mustard yellow paint on it. It looks really good. The rest of the arm's unpainted. The legs are unpainted for the spider mode. You got a nice midsection here. It's all black in her midriff. On her breast, she's got just kind of like the metallic, the same color as what's on this gun here, I think. And it's a pattern that's detail pattern that she had in the show. It just kind of looks like a bit of webbing there. Her face could have been painted a little more neatly. You can see there's quite a bit of overspray here on the sides, but other than that, like, it looks really nice. She's fairly well detailed in her face. Her mouth is like a pearlescent yellow color. It's the same color as these eyes down here. It's like a pearlescent gold almost. And then this stripe here wraps around the back of her head. This stripe here, it just wraps around the back of her head. You have some of the Black Widow detailing on the back here. And she's fairly clean. She's very clean in robot mode. Her weapon, she can hold that. It's right here at the very back of the claw. It's a 5mm opening, so she can just kind of hold that in there. And there's her weapon. And she looks great. I think they knocked it out of the park with this figure. She looks really good. She looks like she stepped right out of the cartoon. And it's figures like this that have a lot of people calling the new Kingdom figures, and like the Earthrise and the Studio Series 86. A lot of people are calling them mini masterpiece figures because they look really good. They look so good. This one, Warpath, looks really good. Like the Netflix Bumblebee looks almost like a miniature version of the original Masterpiece Bumblebee. Just a whole lot of really good looking figures coming out in these new lines, and they're getting a lot of praise from a lot of collectors. I really do recommend this figure. She's fantastic. Her head's on a ball joint, ball at the top, and then it's got a hinge at the bottom, so she can look down and up on the hinge and then get a little bit more with that ball joint. And so she's very expressive. She can kind of emote to the side a little bit. Rotates a full 360 degrees. Her shoulders are a little bit limited going up and around because of the molded in shoulder pads, but I mean, it works well enough. And she's got, it's a universal joint, so she also has out, and it can go all the way up like so. She has 2 rotations here at the bicep. The legs are just a separate piece, and that's why. So basically you can either rotate it at the upper bicep or just above the elbow. The elbow bends to a little over 90 degrees, and the claw doesn't have any articulation. She doesn't have a waist swivel because of her transformation. Basically everything's all hinged in there, so it kind of prevents a waist swivel from existing on a figure this small. Universals at the hips. She can do the full splits like so. She can do the forward and backward split to that far. Rotation here. This panel does move around also, just being a separate piece, so this panel moves. Really nice knee bend. He's getting hung up on something. There we go. Full run. It kind of locks like into place there. So like right there, it hits resistance and then it kind of thoops into place. Her knee pads can move around as well. And then her feet, ankle tilt back a little bit and forward a little bit. And then rocker can actually go both ways. So she's not limited in her foot movement. Some other areas, yeah. So a point to kind of be aware of is the first time you transform this figure, this chest panel here, when you lift it up, there's a high chance that the tab that's in there will actually snap off, just due to the force it takes to lift this up the first time. Mine snapped the first time I transformed her to spider mode. So that's something to definitely be aware of. I mean, the joint here, the hinge is tight enough between the shoulder apparatus and the chest plate, that if you move her head, it doesn't like lift it, but like it kind of thoops into place now. Like it's not like my whole tab broke off, just the end of it. So it does kind of thoop into place, and it locks in securely enough that it doesn't move when you move her head. That's just something to kind of be aware of if you get this figure. But otherwise, she's a really, really awesome figure. And she looks so much like she just stepped right out of the Beast Wars cartoon. It's crazy, like the amount of detail they got into this figure. So, this has been my review of the Transformers Kingdom Deluxe Class Blackarachnia. Definitely recommend this figure. She's great. She's actually in most retail locations right now. So, I think Wave 2's starting to trickle out. And she's still a Wave 1 figure. So, she was packed with Warpath and Paleotrex and Cheetor. So, definitely keep an eye out if you're interested in this figure. And until next time, till all are one.